Welcome for this road safety awareness documentary. I am Daniel Njero, your host. With the advent and improvement in technology, human beings have continued to discover means of transport to aid their movement from one location to the other. And among the common means of transport include air, water, railway, and roads. Each mode of transport has its own merits and a fair share of demerits. There is no single mode of transport that can claim to be absolutely safe and without risks. Test production, therefore, aims at demystifying road accidents, their various causes, types, risks involved, both injuries and fatalities, as well as proposed measures to reduce road traffic accidents on our roads. Road carnage, as it is commonly known, is a rampant phenomenon usually involving pedestrians as well as motorists and passengers using various means of road transport. These have left many people dead, leaving a significant number of families without caretakers, and additionally, people who have been survivors and victims of road traffic accidents have been left with lifelong disabilities. According to the United Nations Department of Safety and Security 2019, more than half of all road traffic deaths are among vulnerable road users, pedestrians, cyclists, and motorcyclists.
The rogue attitude of border operators is one that leads to injuries and even death in some cases, deaths that are in many instances avoidable and unnecessary.
The United Nations reports that pedestrians, cyclists, and riders of motorized two- and three-wheelers and their passengers are collectively referred to as the vulnerable road users and account for half of all road traffic deaths around the world. According to the report, a higher proportion of vulnerable road users die in low-income countries than in high-income countries. On October 26, 2005, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the third Sunday in the month of November every year as the World Day for Remembrance of Road Traffic Victims under the banner Remember, Support, and Act. Since the adoption of the commemorative day, many countries across continents, Kenya included, have joined the global community in marking the day. The World Day for Remembrance of Road Traffic Victims has become an important initiative in global efforts to reduce road casualties by drawing the world's attention to the scale of emotional and economic devastation caused by road accidents and giving recognition to the suffering of road crash victims and the work of support and rescue services. Some of the objectives of this day are to provide platform for road traffic victims and their families, to remember all people killed and seriously injured on the roads, and draw attention to the generally trivial legal responses to the culpable. The platform further aims at identifying better support for road traffic accident victims and their families, while at the same time promoting evidence-based actions to prevent or reduce road traffic deaths and injuries. A dedicated website has since been launched to make the day more widely known and to link countries through sharing common objectives in regard to road safety. In September 2020, the United Nations General Assembly again adopted Resolution 74 of 299, dubbed Improving Global Road Safety, proclaiming a decade of action for road safety from the year 2021 to the year 2030. And this had the ambitious target of preventing at least 50% of road traffic deaths and injuries by the year 2030. The World Health Organization and the United Nations Regional Commissions, in cooperation with other partners in the United Nations Road Safety Collaboration, have developed a global plan for the decade of action. Further to highlight the plight of children on the world's roads and generate action to better ensure their safety, the United Nations organizes the Global Road Safety Week. While a majority of these accidents that happen day by day are inevitable, a good number of them can be prevented if road users were more cautious and responsible. Many accidents have been attributed to recklessness of motorists and others have apportioned blame to pedestrians for not being careful to adhere to road safety rules and regulations. Kenya's National Assembly, through an act of parliament, established the National Transport and Safety Authority in the year 2012 and this body is mandated to harmonize the operations of the key road transport departments and help in effectively managing the road transport subsector and minimize loss of lives that emanates from road crashes. On 23rd March of this year, that is 2023, National Transport and Safety Authority reported that at least 974 lives had been lost through road crashes from January to March 2023. Now, this is a worrying figure in such a short period and should concern all stakeholders from the government to the road users. Road accidents are attributable to four main elements. The first one being human error, second, road condition, third, vehicle condition, and lastly, weather condition. Talking about human error, this could be in various forms, including careless driving, for example, drunk driving, lack of courtesy, and general bad manners on the road. Again, human error could be occasioned by incompetence, child or underage drivers, inexperienced, untrained, and ill-trained drivers, as well as holders of fake driving licenses, could all occasion road accidents. Again, human error could be as a result of speeding. Driving at high speeds renders vehicles uncontrollable, thus causing accidents. Further, human error could be occasioned by unauthorized driver training. For example, in medium and long distance driving, drivers, especially those of lorries, allow their turnboys to drive their vehicles so as to practice their skills. Or couples could turn their family car into a driver training vehicle while training their spouses and children. Again, human error could be in form of ignorance by road users. Pedestrians and pedestrians might assume the approach of vehicles and end up being hit. The public generally lacks knowledge on road safety, which explains the high percentage of road deaths involving pedestrians. Again, human error could be as a result of fatigue, and this is usually as a result of long distance driving without rest halts. Secondly, the key cause of road accidents is road condition in our Kenyan context, and these include potholed roads, rugged surfaces, narrow roads without side curbs or pavements, leading to congestion and hence accidents. Street trading worsens this situation. Further, many sections of Kenya's road network are not marked, thus drivers could easily run into dangerous situations, causing accidents. Further, a third element is vehicle condition. Defective vehicles that are poorly maintained are prone to accidents. Therefore, safari checks should be conducted prior to the start of any journey to make sure that vehicles are serviceable.
The steering system has badly worn components on it. It's gone. I wouldn't be able to drive this car and tell in which gear it is in.
There's a shock that is already detached here.
The car is basically falling apart. In my opinion, this car is something that needs to be scrapped.
Lastly, a key cause for road traffic accidents is weather condition. Rain, for example, renders tarmac roads slippery and earth roads soft and muddy. Rain and bright sunlight blurs drivers' vision, and all these characteristics can be a cause of accidents. Thus, drivers should be more careful under such adverse weather conditions. What are the characteristics of the Kenya's road transport system that makes them vulnerable to accidents? Kenya's road transport system is characterized by bad roads, especially in rural areas, poorly maintained vehicles, ill-trained drivers, inconsiderate road users, and corruption. All these factors make road users vulnerable to accidents. What are the types of accidents that we have seen so far on our roads? There are several types, including rear-end collisions. These happen when a vehicle crashes into the back of another vehicle. They are commonly caused by distracted driving, tailgating, and sudden braking. Another form of or type of accident is head-on collision. These occur when two vehicles traveling in opposite directions collide with each other. They are often caused by driver fatigue, impaired driving, or driving on the wrong side of the road. Another form of accident could be rollover accidents. They happen when a vehicle flips over onto its side or roof, and these are commonly caused by speeding or taking sharp turns too quickly. Accidents could rather be categorized as fatal, where death of persons is involved, hit and run, where one or both parties run away after the accident, and injury or non-injury, indicating whether there are casualties occasioned by that accident. What are some of the mitigation measures that we should take to reduce the number of road accidents on our roads? Road accidents could generally be reduced by avoiding all the common causes that we have discussed. And as a recap, I could say that drivers should comply with the traffic rules and regulations already set by the government, including avoiding drunk driving, speeding, wearing seat belts. Further, drivers should ensure that their vehicles are roadworthy, and they should avoid distractions, for example, using mobile phones while driving, and be extra careful while driving under adverse weather conditions. If all of us were a little bit more cautious and responsible on our roads, a significant number of road accidents could be reduced. Remember, safety starts with you.